Hello everybody, welcome to week 2 of the course here, and I've got some winter scenery up for us, and I'll try and keep this little one short here. It's basically about self-reflection, and don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. And sometimes people get upset with themselves or they get upset with somebody else, even though the results are based on what we ourselves did or did not do. And those of you, I think the last time I did this was about a year ago, so I'm kind of reading. So you may have seen it before. Also, this may or may not apply to you, but you may, if everything's great and but it may be something you can share with somebody. So, point here, taking on a task means making a promise to complete the task, whether it be school, the job, family, you got other things, volunteer work, whatever the case is. All right. Earning an MBA is a job. All right. When you get an MBA program, that's a full-time commitment for that year, year and a half, however long it takes. And so so earning an MBA is a job. It's a promise to complete the task within the time frame required and put in the 10 or 20 hours a week you need to put in to do it. Part of the MBA job is maintaining that 3.0 GPA. A C is technically failing, of course. And the way you're able, if you get one or two C's, the only reason you're getting away with that is because the GPA scale, the way it works, as long as you keep your GPA up over the 3, you're safe. But, once you get past 2 or 3 C's, you're probably going to have to retake a course. And that's with any, a lot of MBA programs where I went, a C was failing, period. If you got a C, you had to retake the course. So, I mean, and that's just part of the job because it's a higher level, commitment. Uh, my, I got a point here about, would you show up to work late? Would you not call out and just show up 3 days later, 5 days later, or a week later at a job? Or some other commitment, like if you were a volunteer and you had to show up twice a week, would you just not show up and call anybody and then, oh, you show up 3 weeks later? Same thing with the MBA program. MBA has assignments required to be on time, and being a graduate student is a big deal. It is a milestone in your life. You may not feel that way, or you may realize it is a really big deal. The MBA, getting that MBA is like one of the top 10 things that will be in your lifetime. You got things like be it marriage or, kids and different things you've done, but, it is a big deal. And so therefore, a lot goes into it. Uh, Another example I use is, you pay to go on a vacation. Maybe you've never been able to go yet, but if you did, you save up that money, that three, five, $10,000, or whatever you're going to do, and go on vacation. And then once you're there, you just stay in your room and you don't do anything. You just waste all that money. So same thing with the MBA. You're paying to earn an MBA. Why would you pay for an MBA, but you know, not do what you're supposed to be doing while you're paying for it? So that, it's kind of you're wasting your money if you're not learning, the material in the MBA program. Um, another example I use is you trust the credentials of a doctor. When they say, hey, Dr. So-and-so is going to operate on you, you trust that doctors know what they're doing. So when you get you got your MBA and you're going to get a business loan and open up your own business, or you're going to get hired by somebody because you have that credential of MBA. They are trusting and expect that you know what you're doing. Uh, remember the promise you made to yourself. You got quality time, being on time, being driven, passionate, finishing the job, and a whole bunch of other things we can talk about on that. But the last point here is you don't want to be in an interview or on a job and not know the answer. You don't want to be sitting across from somebody at an interview and they say something that's just common knowledge in like in things that are covered in a business program. And they can tell by just the expression on your face that you are clueless. You don't know what they're talking about. And that's why it's important. That's why there's all these different courses because they all interrelate to running a business, understanding things that might be necessary for running a business. And not, when I say business, it could be a medical office, it could be a logistics office, it can be anything where uh, in any industry where you're running a portion of that industry. So, all right. So the test question this week. So I'm doing it different. This is a test question. I'll still have a picture for you at the end, but the test question: why is it important to keep promises, commitments to yourself? All right. So there you go. That's that. So don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. All righty. So that'll do it. Let's get out of here and get into the course real quick. All right, so discussions, again, great work on the discussions. All right. Uh, I've seen a few of the assignments. If there's an issue with the assignments, I will have gotten in touch with you. You got your quizzes. So the format starting in week 2 is pretty much the same. Week 2, your chapters. You got 3 chapters. Cover, about the extent of decisions. How far did it go, and some other related things, investment decisions, and then work on pricing. All right, on how do we figure out what to charge for things and different things like that. So uh, again, discussion good. Assignment. There you go. So same as week 1, individual problems at the end of each chapter. So there's 10 of them there, and then and then you also have a research thing. The article don't necessarily have to be through ProQuest. If you find something like at Forbes magazine or something like that, just it has to be a legitimate article from somewhere, not and make sure that you are talking about um, something that's in the chapters. Not something, some courses we talk about current events. This is about what is in the chapter. Um, so make sure we're talking about what's in the chapter, not what might be a current event. Like last week, some were interested in, what happened at the Capitol. And yeah, that was a big event, but it wasn't the assignment. Alrighty, I'm not, downplaying what happened. I'm saying, just stay focused on the assignment or whatever it calls for. All right, and and that's pretty much a layout for the rest of the course here. And then at the end, you'll have your final exam. And if you pay attention to your quizzes, usually the questions on the final, most of them are from the quizzes. All right. So with that, I'll let you go. I will show you a quick. There's the pick for you, the 4-year-old. So I wonder what he's doing. So anyway, I will let you go. Have a great week. If you got any questions or anything, get in touch. Take care, everybody.